Good morning. It is Tuesday, March 25th. I hope you had a good weekend. I spent mine totally immersed in creative community online with Pull Pen Paint. I will put the link in the show notes. It's a yearly course that goes on from March until February of next year, and it's just so much creativity, and I'm just still feeling all the excitement from that. So this past weekend was the opening retreat. So let's just get into it. I shuffled. I'm going to cut the deck. I'm using the Out of Hand Pocket edition. And we're going to see what 3 cards from the weekend. 8 of Cups. 6 of Pentacles. And 9 of Swords. Oh, those are fantastic, aren't they? So it looks like this week, let's see. I put this back in here and get my thoughts together before just jumping in. So it looks like this week we have that 8 of Cups paired with the 6 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. It looks like there's something that we are moving away from, kind of cleaning up. It no longer serves us. You know, I always think of 8 of Cups as like, you know, we're walking away. In this particular sense, it's just cleaning up so that you can move on. And the 6 of Pentacles showing us as like the center focus for the week is there might be some like reciprocity needed this week. There might be some giving and also receiving, some charity work that could be happening. Looks like there's going to be a big focus around that community and where you put your energy. So when you're spending your energy, just know that what you give out, you often give back, you know, get back. And it's not just monetarily. I feel like in this moment, it could be talking about just the world as a whole. So what you give out, you get back. And the 9 of Swords, flanking that and coming up is kind of like, I feel like there's still a lot of anxieties going on. There's a lot of worries. I don't know what that could look like for you. I kind of know what it looks like for me, but life is never without worry, right? And when that comes up, let's see how to mitigate it. You could journal it out. You could talk to somebody. Maybe when you are feeling anxious like this, it's time to just put yourself into community and go help somebody else. Getting out of your own head and your own way. Energy, the overarching energy for this week we have is the caterpillar. So it's talking about this full metamorphosis. There's going to be this feeling that you might want to go into your own personal cocoon, right? But that's also talking about all this stuff that's going on that's, you know, really spotlighting getting your affairs in order, getting your emotions in order, just realizing that there's probably something that doesn't serve you anymore. And, you know, and that could be what's causing the anxiety. So to get out of that, it's like to get out of your own head is to get into community. I have tiny Lenormand on the sides. So we have the mountain, the fish, the lady, and the birds. So in this respect, I feel like these are, you know, whenever I bring in Lenormand and put them on the sides, it kind of gives us this tether line or lifeline to keep the tarot reading from getting way too huge. Why can you not stay how I want you to stay? It's still early, forgive me. So what led us to this is just some big major blockages, right? And when I see the lady in a collective reading, I think about more of like a passive energy or more gentle energy. It's kind of, you know, there's block in our ability to feel and our ability to feel for others, perhaps. And that could be what has led us to being like, you know what, this hasn't worked, this isn't working. And going forward with that, but what does that future look like? And whenever the future is uncertain, there is always a level of fear about it because change is hard. Change is so difficult, especially if what you've been dealing with isn't necessarily for your best anyway, right? And that's where that caterpillar, it's really showing me that, you know, the caterpillar probably doesn't necessarily want to go in the cocoon. It's happy sitting there eating the milkweed. It's happy eating the plants. It's just, that's what it knows to do. And so it doesn't think about beyond that. And if it knew what it was coming, it would be in that Nine of Swords energy. It would be like, oh no, this is not going to happen. But going forward, we know that the caterpillar turns into a butterfly because it has to go through that huge metamorphosis. So going forward, we have the fish and the birds, and the fish and the birds talk about, like, there is a vast, vast sea of opportunity and resources that are opening up. The abundance is coming, but there's some nervousness about it. You know, again, the birds, it's like the chatter. There's been a lot of talk about what's going on, what's going to happen in the future, which, you know, projections lead to anxiety. So to get out of that is to focus yourself in community and look at how you can give back in order to receive. And I'm going to bring in Big Lenormand to give us some undercurrent for the week. That's how I shuffle these, is just kind of shuffling in there. I got 3 in my hand. So we have the heart, crossroads, and the clover. So the opportunity, like the center of this is like, there is this path that has really presented itself. You are being faced with a choice, and it's one that, you know, you feel in your heart that you may want. Maybe there's a couple choices, but know that there's no bad paths. It's both leading to new opportunities. And the opportunity is going to show up quick, so you have to be able to grab it. And that's where the resources and the anxiety come, because whenever you have to make a quick decision, there is going to be a lot of chatter around it, internal chatter, external. You might be talking to your friends about it, but you know that in the end, it's leading to abundance. It's like the ends justify the means, right? So that is the overall energy for this week. I'm going to bring in some charms to give us... What fell? Why do things keep falling? Okay, because it's early. All right. So for air, for our thoughts, to help keep us reined in, we have the magnifying glass. I love the magnifying glass. So with that, it even works. So with that, the magnifying glass is telling you, like, when your thoughts present themselves, maybe take a deeper look, do some inquiry, examine them. When you get into your emotions, what do I have? What is in between my fingers? When you get into your feelings, go get a tattoo. This is your perfect sign. If you've been wanting to get the tattoo, go get the tattoo. No, seriously, it could... When you're in your feelings, think about what is indelibly marked on your soul. Like, what is it that is the root cause of those feelings? You know, what is under your skin that's making you feel this way? Your inspiration. What do we have? Motorcycle. Turning out to be some nicer weather up in these parts, so maybe when you feel inspired, go hit the road, get out in the open road, do what it is that maybe makes you feel most free. And earth, and we need some grounding perhaps to get back into our physical body this week. That's between my fingers. We have, that is the Jesus side of the token. So whatever your faith looks like, you know, look to your guides to stay grounded. So whenever I see that in the earth position, I kind of think about meditation. So whatever meditation looks like to you, I'm not necessarily religious, but when I see this, I think about what it is that helps me get back into my body, and it's just kind of tuning out and just crafting and creating and just going about the things that help me get out of my mind and back into my body, knowing that today I can't solve all the world's problems, but I can focus on what's in front of me. So I hope that this resonated for you. If it didn't, again, that's okay. If it did, that's also awesome. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. And if you know anybody who you think might need a reading this week, be sure to share with them. And I will be here next week. See you soon. Hope you have a good one. Bye.